Hello, students. Myself, Ashok Singh Yadav, Assistant Professor of Botany in Satish Chand College. Today, lecture topic is land plant evolution, algae to angiosperm. You are seeing large number of organism that is called biodiversity, and the reason of this biodiversity is evolution. If we take plant as a single group, it is large, adaptive, radiation. Red circle represent it. Now in slide 2. In second year, we focus on angiosperm, also called flowering plants. 30% DNA sequence of algae shows similarity to the plants, indicating possible algal lineage. Now in slide 3, fungi. Fungi are eukaryotic, non-photosynthetic, unicellular or multicellular organism, not form natural group. For example, Oomycetes might originate from algal ancestors. Also shows diversity in thallus, mode of reproduction. You are seeing the slide 4. Work of Carl Woese used ribosomal RNA of small subunit of ribosome and divided the living world in 3 domains: bacteria, archaea, and eukarya. He also found fungi. Closer to the animal. In slide 6, stoneworts. They called stoneworts because their thallus contain calcium carbonate deposition. Pigment composition of algae chloroplast, phenylpropanoid mechanism, structure and composition of cell wall, and plasmodesmata. Presence of plant hormones such as auxin, strigolactone, and gibberellin. These evidence indicate algal origin of land. Phenylpropanoid metabolism and many other evidence shows that algal origin of land plant. In this slide 7, we can see another organism of Carell's order, Nitelopsis. The star-shaped structure is asexual reproductive structure called bulbils. In slide 8, you can see the invasive nature of this species and thallus structure. The picture is spores. Particularly these are fossil spores, has sporopollenin, and spore are also similar to liverworts, and they are from Ordovician period. So they are first plant but are extinct now. Bryophytes were the first land plant. They are still present. They lack xylem and phloem. This slide shows the biodiversity of bryophyte: liverwort, dorsiventral flat, dorsiventral flat, and having sex organ. Maybe this is archegoniophore or anthridiophore, showing the sex organ. Hornwort horn-like capsule. These are the horn-like capsules. And mosses. They have capsule, seta. They have capsule, seta, and leafy gametophyte. We are seeing fossil pteridophyte known as Rhynia. They have xylem and phloem in this way, show similarity to higher plants. They are from Devonian period. First vascular plants may look like that. In another slide, we are seeing club mosses. Most members stem is covered with leaf and club-like spores bearing structure is found, so that they are called club moss. Superficially look similar to the mosses. Don't confuse with the name moss. They are pteridophytes. Protopteridium. Pre-ferns. Like certain xylophytes, had leafless lower branches, and Aneurophyton, which was a fern-like tree, at least 6 meters tall. They have complex sporangia. Megaphylls. Megaphylls are large leaf and have characteristics of true leaves. Ferns. Advanced pteridophytes. They have specialized sporangia which bear spores. Need lots of systematic works. Your work might be published in this journal, Tropical Ferns and Lycopods. In this picture, students taking first field visits and study ferns. I use modern term like pterido term to these pteridophyte. Might student not aware, such as Polypodiophyta. Equisitums, horsetail like. They appear like horsetail. As you see in the picture. They appear like horsetail. That's why they got their name, horsetails. It is another pteridophyte known as Xylotum. Stem of the Xylotum is photosynthetic, have vascular tissue. In this way, it has higher plant characteristic, but have lateral sporangia in the organ, which goes to develop into seed-like structure in higher plants. Archaeosperma. Earlier seed plants produce their seed along their branches without specialized structure such as cones or fruit. The seeds were produced singly or pair and were surrounded by loose cupules. Cupules were lobed, producing a shelter chamber at the one end of the seed. Within these cupules, the seed was enclosed by more tightly appear tissue called integument. Megasporangium is also called ovule. In Permian period, maybe 270 million ago, first gymnosperm come into the existence. In these slides, we are seeing the biodiversity of gymnosperm such as pine. Pine have needle-like leaves. Now you can clearly see the difference between the leaves of spruce and now junipers. Cycads are also close to angiosperm. You are seeing the male strobilus, male plant, and you are seeing the female plant. Jingo is also a gymnosperm. You can have a look how the leaf look like a fan, and don't mistake these structures. These structures are not fruit. These structures are mature seed. Jingos are also known as living fossil. They are advanced gymnosperm, Welwitschia, ephedra, and Needham. All the gymnosperm are one close, meaning one taxon closer to the angiosperm. Seed plant origin. Maybe seed plants or first flowering plant are originated in Cretaceous. The fossil angiosperm Archifructus, extinct genus of aquatic flowering plant. This plant was bisexual. Angiosperm are also called Magnoliophyta. Seeds are covered by ovary. Eucalyptus plant, 100-meter tall. Wolffia microscopica, less than 1 mm long. Back in water. In modern time, land is full of competition for angiosperm, so now angiosperm are again going to the water for Nikke segregation. It is a good example of adaptive radiation. You are seeing Amorphophallus plant. You are seeing Amorphophallus plant. It is not a single flower. It is inflorescence spadix of flower wrapped by a spathe, which look like a large petal. Spathe is a large bract or pair of bract forming a sheath to enclose the flower. Outside the spathe look deep green, but inside the spathe color is burgundy red. As you see, a collection of, as you see, the inflorescence look like a single flower, and now you are comparing a palm tree which have numerous flowers, particularly this Corympha palm. It is known to be bear largest number of flowers in angiosperm plants. Students, this is Rafflesia, a biggest flower in the world. It is 20 pound, its weight is 20 pound, and its diameter is maybe 1 meter. Now we seeing the cladistic tree of the angiosperm flowering plant. Previously, we divided angiosperm into monocot and dicot. It was highly artificial, only on the basis of cotyledons. But now, by molecular biology data, particularly DNA sequence comparison, have given us new taxonomic groups called clade. Initially, 2 chloroplast genes and 1 ribosomal gene Anita. The basal angiosperm family include a paraphyletic collection of taxon at the base of angiosperm tree, a name that is derived from the first letter of the families Ambroiliaceae, Nymphaeaceae, Iliciaceae, Trimeniaceae, Astrobilaceae. As you see, they are also called Anita, they are also called basal angiosperm, and you can see the flower structure of these basal angiosperm. Embryoels, the order. These order particularly lack vessels, and after the embryals, nymphaeals, and another higher groups, higher clades have vessels. And another interesting clade, magnolids, they have many carpels. Carpels are not fused. Stamens are also numerous. This is new taxonomic clade or taxonomic group, which is not confused with Magnoliaceae. Monocot, by and large, this monocot group is this monocot group has all the character which you study earlier in Bentham Hooker or on Hutchinson's classifications. Trimerous flower, another group, Ceratophyllales. At the time of this cladistic study of angiosperm phyletic group, these Ceratophyllales are present at the base of the group, but now they are well placed with the eudicotyledons, a sister group. They are aquatic, mostly they are aquatic, and you can clearly see the structure of these plants, which shows that it is adapted for the aquatic habitat. In aquarium, for the decoration, these plants are used. Now, eudicots These eudicots have all the characters which we study dicots. In next lecture, we will study angiosperm in detail. We also study cladistics, systematics, and families. Thank you for the listening of my listening the lecture. Hope this lecture will be beneficial for you. Thank you.